Okay, so good morning, grade 10.
Good morning, Sir Vincent.
Isa lang estudyante ko. Good morning, grade 10.
Maganda.
Maganda.
Sir Vincent.
Okay.
Maganda.
Hello, sir.
Okay, good morning. Ayan. So, naririnig ba ako? Naririnig ba ako?
Opo. Sir, nandiyan pa yung Pokemon sa likod niyo, no?
Oo.
Pokemon?
Oh, yung squid.
Naririnig ba ako? Naririnig na ba? Okay.
Sir, medyo layuan niyo. Si Ian naman, Benten.
Okay. So, let's start. So, our lesson for today is all about polynomial function. Ayan. So, when we say polynomial function, i-mute muna natin yung kay Clark. May naririnig ko eh. Pag gustong sumagot, tap the unmute button. Okay? So, polynomial function, the linear function, quadratic function, and cube function are all belong to the polynomial function. So, yung linear function na yan yung ginawa nyo or pinag-aralan nyo when you are in grade 8. Yung quadratic na yan, yung x squared, di ba? That is already taken during your grade 9, tama?
Sir, may tanong ako.
Ano yun?
Yes, pero
Nasa module yan?
Ha?
Nasa module yan?
Yes, module to. Lahat ng screen share ko most nasa module. Ayan. So can we continue? Ayan, kapag sinabing linear, ibig sabihin line lang siya. Ibig sabihin, diretso lang siya. So ibig sabihin, iisa lang yung x niya. Tama ba? Isa lang yung y niya. So isa lang yung variable niya. Ganun lang siya. Pero kapag sinabing quadratic, pwede nang maging dalawa. Okay? Nakikita ba ako? Wait lang nga. Okay. So, kapag linear, isa. Kapag quadratic, dalawa. Kasi quad. Ibig sabihin, dalawa. Pero kapag cube, that is already 3. Diba? So, all of that function belongs to the polynomial function. Kasi kapag nag-graph ka ng isang, ito na tayo, graph na to. Charot lang. So, kapag nag-graph ka ng linear function, mapapansin mo na, it's either straight lang yan, pababa, paslant, or and so on. Pero kapag quadratic function yan, magbe-bend. Meron siyang bend na. So, ibig sabihin, dalawa na yung nakasama na variable. Okay? So, parang nagiging symmetric na siya. Pwedeng pa ganyan, basta u. Pwedeng pa ganyan. Or kahit nasaan pumesto yan, pwedeng pa ganyan. Or hindi na yun, pa ganyan. So basta u siya. Okay? So hindi siya nagtatapos sa isang patulis, kundi pa-curve. Okay? So that is your quadratic function. We also have your cube function. Kapag sinabi natin cube, tatlo na. 1, 2, 3. Ganyan na siya. So, cube na siya. Okay? Kasi nga, x raised to 3 na. Tatlong variable na yon. Gets? That is your cube function. So patas ng patas, padami ng padami yung curve niya. So, may say yung variable, kunyari, xx. Kapag linear function, x lang. Kapag quadratic, x squared. Kapag cube naman, x cube. Ganyan siya. So, tatlong x, dalawang x, isang x. That is your functions. So, the graph of this function is important to scientists, astronomers, chemists, and physicists. Bakit? Alam niyo yung ganito? Yung gumaganyan? Yung nakakita na kayo ng gumaganyan? Hospital. Diba? So, kailangan ba yan na nakikita nila?
Oo. Para malaman kung buhay pa.
Yes. So,
pag straight patay na.
Okay. Kapag straight na lang siya, ibig sabihin, wala nang buhay. So that is so the graph, so yung mga graph na ganito is important also to scientists, chemists, physicists, astronomers, and so on. Kasi marami pa yan. Because of the properties of this function affect the behavior and shape of collated data in scientific research. Kasi nga, for example, meron silang nire-research. Yung pag ganyan pa lang niya, pag ganyan pa lang, for example, this is so anong klaseng graph ito? Parang ganyan. So, di ba, mga ganyan, yung graph nila. Pwede rin na bar. Pwede rin na pie. Okay? Pero, kapag sinabi natin na ganito, na graph, ito yung nakikita nyo na pag ganon-ganon. Okay. So, yung mga collected, nag-try na ba kayo na Di ba sa research nyo, when you are in grade 8, grade 9, kung hindi ko alam kung na-discuss na sa inyo to kung paano kunin yung mga bar graph, pie graph, circle graph, ano pa yung mga yon, line graph, di ba? That is also included in your grade 7, grade 8, grade 9. So in this chapter, we're going to discuss polynomial function, form of polynomial function, zeros of a polynomial function, synthetic division, so marami-rami, graph of polynomial function, and problems involving polynomials applied to real-life situation. So marami kasi nagtatanong, bakit ba natin pinag-aralan yan? Bakit ba kailangan pag-aralan hindi naman natin ata na i-apply sa totoong buhay. So yan, susubukan natin susubukan natin mag-solve ng problems na involve si real-life situation at involve si polynomial function. Ayan, so let's start with polynomial function. So ano nga ba si polynomial function? Okay, so let's try to read this problem. Andrea, Natalia, and Mona share a birthday on the same day. So pare-parehas daw sila ng birthday. Andrea and Natalia are of the same age, but Mona is 3 years older. Okay. So, sino mas matanda sa kanila? Mona. Kasi mas matanda daw siya ng 3 taon kaysa sa 2. Kasi yung 2, si Andrea and Natalia are at the same age. So, the product of their ages is 4,002, greater than the sum of their ages. So, write the polynomial function that represent the product of their ages and the sum of their ages. So, mahirap ba? Confusing?
Sir Chappy po.
Confused?
Sir Chappy.
Okay. Okay.
Sir, choppy kayo.
Saglit.
Sir, di ba yung mga nali katulad niyan absent na, no?
Hindi naman.
Oh, nauna pa ako sa'yo.
Mas nauna pa siya kaysa sa'yo eh. Okay. So, what would be the polynomial function for this? So, nag-unstable. Hi, andiyan kayo?
Absent na siya.
Ano
Ayan. Ayan.
May bagyo, walang pasok.
So, what would be the polynomial function for this? Any guess? Any wild guess? Any random guess?
Yan, sir.
Ano kaya yung magiging polynomial function niya? Ano yung magiging itsura ng polynomial function niya? Any wild guess?
I have no guess.
You have no guess? Okay, so let's try to look at your modules. So, let X represent the ages of Andrea and Natalia. So, yung sabi niya kanina, si Andrea and Natalia are both or at the same age. So, magkapareha sila ng age. So, let B, X represent the ages of Andrea and Natalia. Kasi yun naman palagi natin ginagamit sa math, di ba? Kapag naghahanap tayo ng unknown, it is equal to your X. Kasi nga, hindi na natin siya, wala lang.
Yan.
Ayun.
sana all may X.
Yun. Okay. So, ang sabi niya,
Ikaw may ka?
ang sabi niya,
Ang X na.
listen na. So, ang sabi niya kanina, kung dalawang X yan, kasi nga, yung age ni Andrea, age ni Natalia, di dalawang X na. Ano naman yung age naman ni Mona? Okay, so, let's try to use it. So, ito yung X, age ni Natalia, X naman for, ano pala na isa? Andrea.
Andrea.
So, si Mona daw, tama ba, Mona?
Yes.
Okay, si Mona daw
Yes.
is mas matanda ng 3 taon, tama? So, ganito siya, di ba? So, Natalia, Andrea, ito naman si Mona kasi mas matanda siya ng 3 taon. Di, yung age nila plus 3, tama? Ganyan lang siya. Okay? So, what would be the polynomial function for this? So, be the product of their ages, which can also be represented as what? So, try natin. I-multiply daw natin tong 3 to. Therefore, magiging x times x times x plus 3. Okay. So, ano yung magiging polynomial function natin for this? What can be our polynomial function for this? Okay. So, it can be represented as f of x, okay, is equal to, dahil x tong dalawang ito, pagsamahin mo na, magiging x squared, tama? Times x plus 3. So, pwede rin na ipakita mong ganito. Kasi nga, x times x is equal to x squared. Diba? Wala na sumasagot.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, i-multiply mo rin yon. Kasi andun lang siya, nilipat ko lang. So, pwede mo siyang isulat as like this. Okay? So, magiging x squared, x plus 3. So, ito na yung magiging polynomial function natin. Ito yung magiging itsura niya. So, yung sabi niya naman kanina, what would be the sum of their age? So, magiging, or I mean, I should say, ipa-plus-plus lang natin siya. Saan yung papel? Okay. So, kung meron tayong ganito, ang sum naman ay magiging x plus x plus x plus 3. Di ba ganyan? Or, you can write it as, ilang x ang andito? Magiging, dahil f ito, g ang gagamitin natin na isa. Di ba? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Yan. Di ba? X, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, X, Y. So, yun yung basta magkakasunod. Ewan ko din sa math. So, ito yung kadalasan. Basta function F. Yung susunod na function, di gawin natin G. So, therefore, x plus x plus x, that would be? Anyone? Hi.
Hi.
Okay. So, x plus x plus x, that would be what?
X plus X plus
3x.
That would be 3x. Tapos, ano yung matitira? X cube ba?
X.
Ay, ang bobo
Okay.
naman.
So, plus
Eh, times yun.
ito na yung magiging sum ng age nila. Ito yung magiging function. Oy, mali. Function. Okay? So, ganyan siya. Nakuha?
Pi.
So, ano nga ba ang polynomial function? So, let's try to look at it. Look at it. Ay. Okay. So, therefore, a polynomial function of degree n is a function in the form p of x is equal to an, or the first term, plus n minus 1, n minus 1, xn minus 1, plus, gano'n, and so on. Hanggang sa maging 0 yung dulo. Wala nang x yung dulo. Parang gano'n. Okay. So, where n is a non-negative integer and an minus 1 are real numbers. Okay? So, sa madaling salita, dapat meron siyang coefficient and meron siyang exponent na may x. Ganun lang kadali. So, basta meron tayong x, meron siyang exponent, meron siyang coefficient. That is a polynomial function. So, the degree of the polynomial function is determined by the highest power of its term. Okay. So, for the polynomial, like that, so huwag na natin ano. So, yung mga nauunang numbers, for example dito, si 3x plus 3, ang coefficient natin dito ay yung nauna. So, kung meron namang
Sino
masusunod
may
pa,
maingay?
kaya nga, sino yung mga yon? Okay, kung ang mga
I don't
coefficients
know.
natin, yung mga numbers na andyan, nakatabi ni x, or pwede rin na wala nang katabing x, si single. Ang leading coefficient naman natin ay yung pinaka nauna. Ang leading term also, and yung walang number, ay walang katabing x, yung single natin, that is the constant term. So the polynomial is called monic if its leading coefficient an is 1. Monic or mono, di ba? That is your 1. So let's try to identify para mas madaling maintindihan. So find the leading coefficient, leading term, constant term, and the degree of the polynomial function. For example, we have a polynomial function, 2x raised to 4 plus 3x minus 5x squared plus x plus 1. So as you can see, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then wala na. So, what would be the leading coefficient? Kapag leading coefficient, kung ano yung nauna, di ba? Meron tayong, so, ganito na lang muna. Hanapin muna kung ano yung leading term. So, ang leading term natin is yung pinakamay mataas na exponent. So, ano pinakamataas dito? 4, 3, 2? Or 1? Ano pinakamataas doon?
4.
4. Therefore, ang leading natin would be dito 4. This one.
4.
Wala. Ayun, hey lang. Okay, so yung leading term natin, that would be 2x raised to 4. So ano naman yung leading coefficient? Sa leading coefficient, kunin mo lang yung katabi ni leading term. That is your leading coefficient. So what is that? Ito, 2, di ba? So yun yung napunta dito. Kaya ito, 2. Okay? Gets? So leading term. And then, yung katabi niya, that would be your leading coefficient. So ano naman yung constant term? Ang constant term natin, matatagpuan natin sa walang katabing x. So kung wala siyang katabing x, therefore, siya ay isang single.
Leading. Ay, single.
Single lang siya. Kasi wala siyang katabing x. Ganun lang yung pag-intindi nyo sa constant term. Basta walang katabing x, that would be your constant term. Kasi hindi siya papalit-palit ng x. Ganun lang. Okay. So, yung 1 natin, that is your constant term. So, yung degree naman, paano natin malalaman ang degree? Sabi niya, kung ano yung highest exponent, that would be your degree. So, dito, ano yung magiging degree natin? Ano yung highest exponent dyan na nakikita nyo dito sa ito?
4.
4. Therefore, anong degree siya?
4 has exponent.
Fourth.
4.
Okay.
4.
Let's try this. Number 2. We have 5x minus 7 plus 3x squared. So, what would be the leading term? Leading term muna para hindi kayo malito. So, what would be the leading term? Anong pinakamatas na exponent dito? Is it x or x squared?
X squared.
X squared. So, ano magiging leading term natin? Positive 3x raised to 2. Therefore, positive 3x raised to 2. Ngayon, nakuha mo si leading term. Ano nang susunod? Leading coefficient. Ano yung katabi ni leading term? Sa number. That would be 3. Therefore, 3 lang yung susulat mo doon. Okay? So, how about the constant term? Ang constant natin dito yung walang katabing x. Therefore, 5x, meron siyang katabing x. Ito, si negative 7. That would be your constant term, negative 7. So, what would be the degree? Tingin ka lang sa leading term, that would be 2, kaya magiging second. Nakuha?
Yes.
Okay, let's try to have this. Another example, we have 9 minus 3x squared plus 7x cubed. So, ano pinakamataas? Ano ang leading term natin? That would be? That would be 7x cubed. Hindi mo pwedeng gamitin si squared kasi may mas mataas pa sa kanya, which is si cube. Tama?
Right.
Okay. So therefore, 7x cubed yung leading term natin. So nakuha mo na si leading term. Ano naman yung leading coefficient niya? Yung katabi niya lang. So 7. So ano naman yung constant term? Hanapin mo lang dito yung walang x or walang katabing x or walang katabing variable. That would be 9. Therefore, constant term is 9. What would be the degree? Tingnan mo lang leading term mo. 3. Therefore, that would be third. Nakuha? Next one, we have x raised to 5 minus 6x raised to 4 plus x raised to 3 minus 7. Therefore, the leading term would be x raised to 5 kasi siya pinakamataas, 5. So, nakuha na natin siya. Ano yung katabi niya naman pag walang nakasulat? What would be the leading coefficient?
1.
1. So, hindi mo isasagot ang 0. Kasi pag 0 yan, ibig sabihin wala na siyang x. Okay? So, basta kapag meron tayong x or meron tayong isang variable, ang coefficient niya, I should say, is 1. Okay? So, for example, is this x cube. So, what would be the coefficient for this? It should be 1. So, hindi na natin lang isinusulat si 1. Nakuha?
Okay.
Therefore, leading coefficient is 1. Ano yung constant term natin? That would be negative 7.
7.
So, isasama nyo yung symbol niya. So, yung sign
Pero
niya.
nasa worksheets yan.
Oo, yes, meron.
Yung example nyo, yun din yung example sa worksheets.
Hindi.
Ay,
Binago
hindi,
na.
sayang.
Binago yung number 5.
Okay, so what would be the degree?
Gawin ko na.
What would be the degree? That would be 5th. Nakuha? Ganun lang
Yes.
kadali. How about this one? X cube minus 1. Therefore, the leading term would be x cube. Wala ka naman na ibang titignan dyan. The leading coefficient would be 1. The constant term would be negative 1. So, kailangan ko ng sign. Dapat tama yung sign. Kung negative yan, kahit tama yung number, mali pa rin. Okay, so what would be the degree? Third. Third degree. Nakuha?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, let's proceed now to...
Pero hindi pa, ulit.
Ha?
Ulit lahat?
No?
Ay, sige na pala.
Ay, naku. Madali-dali na nga eh. And then, ayan. So, let's try to evaluate the following polynomial at x is equal to negative 1.
Wow.
So, let's try number 1. So, andyan naman na. Diyan na rin sa
Gagawin dyan sa solve na?
Sir,
Yes, this is solving.
sir.
Yes. Ano yan?
Pwede pa punta ulit. Saglit lang, titignan ko lang kung paano.
Yung?
Yung kanina.
Saan?
Yung kanina yung diniscuss.
Yun na yun. To get the leading... Ano? Hindi ka nakikinig kanina.
Nakikinig ako. Patingin lang, saglit lang.
Leading term?
Nakikinig habang
Leading term?
Sige na, go
Leading
na.
coefficient? Constant degree. Oh.
Pero may
Dali
tanong
lang
ako,
yan.
sir.
Ano yan?
Paano pag walang constant term?
Kapag walang constant term na nakasulat... Kapag walang constant term, ibig sabihin, that would be...
0.
Yes.
Okay.
Very nice, very nice.
Tapos ko na.
Tama yun, kaibigan. Okay. Tapos na kaagad. Okay. So, let's try to evaluate the following polynomial. Dito kayo makinig kasi dito yung mas mahirap. Okay? So, dito kayo nalilito when I was teaching you in grade 8.
Matino ang isip ko pero ako'y sabog na.
Uy, sabog na.
Sir, nag-shutdown daw yung laptop ni Jello.
Okay.
Mag-isa.
Sige. Ipopost ko naman ito pag ano. So let's try to evaluate the following. So kapag sinabing evaluate, you're just going to substitute what is being given. Okay? So kung ano yung binigay na value ni x, yun lang yung isa-substitute mo. So we have the polynomial of x is equal to 2x raised to 4 plus 3x minus 5x squared plus x plus 1. So ang gagawin mo lang dito, lahat ng x, papalitan mo ng negative 1. Ulitin ko lang, lahat ng x na makita mo dito, papalitan mo ng negative 1 para mawalan ka ng variable dito. So yung magiging sagot niya, that would be your evaluation. So let's try to evaluate this polynomial using x minus is equal to negative 1. So papalitan mo lang siya, lahat ng x na makikita mo, sabi ko, di ba? Therefore, palitan natin si x, magiging negative 1 is equal to 2 times negative 1 raised to 4 plus x cube, kaya magiging negative 1 cube minus 5 times 1 squared plus 1 plus 1. I mean negative 1. Ano? Okay. Nakikita pa ba?
Yes.
Ayan. So lahat ng x pinalitan ko ng negative 1. Therefore, meron pa bang nakikitang x dito?
No.
Wala na po.
Wala na. Therefore, we can now proceed to solving. Okay. Ayan. So therefore, 2 times negative 1 raised to 4 plus negative 1 raised to 3 minus 5 negative 1 raised to 2 plus negative 1 plus 1. So, let's try to solve na. So, tanggalin muna natin yung mga parentheses. Di ba yun naman yung first rule natin? PEMDAS. So, tanggalin muna natin sa mga parentheses. Kapag sinabing exponent, you're going to multiply the number by itself. Tama? Tama?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, ayan. Ipakita ka na. Ayan. So, therefore, negative 1 raised to 4, that would be negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1. Kasi mumultiply mo daw siya ng 4 na beses sa sarili niya. So, therefore, negative times negative 1 or negative 1 times negative 1, that would be that would be
So,
2.
1.
That would be positive 1. So, positive 1 times negative 1. So, positive 1 times negative 1, that would be negative 1. Tama?
Negative 1.
So, negative 1 times negative 1, that would be positive 1. Tama?
Positive.
Positive 1.
Okay. Therefore, kapag positive 1 ito, magiging 2 times positive 1 plus, dito naman tayo. So, negative raised to 3. So, 1, 2, 3, dito lang tayo. Magtatapos tayo dyan. Negative 1. Therefore, this is negative 1. Dito naman, negative 5, negative 1 squared. So, dito lang tayo. Meron tayong positive 1 plus negative 1
yan.
plus 1. Therefore, matanggalan natin sa exponent. Anong susunod? I-multiply na natin siya sa kanyang coefficient. So, 2 times 1
so,
2.
plus negative 1
Ano yun, Nay? Ano yun, Nay?
minus 5 times 1.
negative.
Si Emil yung nakikita ko eh.
Hello,
So, 5 times 1. Ayan, 5 times 1, that would be
5.
5
5.
plus negative 1 plus 1. Oh, ganun pa, ganun. Okay, so palit na tayo ng palit. 2 plus negative 1,
Negative.
1.
that would be 1 plus 5 plus negative 1 plus 1. Okay, so 1 plus 5,
Sir,
Negative
plus 5
five.
talaga yan?
Hindi, minus 5.
Negative yan, sir.
Sorry. Sorry. Ano na sulat ko? So, 1 minus 5. That would be
Ay.
Negative 4.
negative 4 plus negative 1 plus 1.
Oh.
So, negative 4 minus plus negative 1.
Negative
Negative
5.
5 plus 1.
Negative 4.
Negative 4. So, ang sagot natin dito, if P, so ganito yung susulat ha, P of negative 1 is equal to negative 4. Nakuha?
Yes, sir.
Nakuha? Gets na? So, lahat
Negative
lang,
1 pa rin yan. Yung nasa P.
yes.
Sir.
Laula na naman.
Kasi yun yung pinalit mo sa X, kaya ang lumabas dito is negative 4. Ganun siya. Basta kung ano yung pinalit mo, yun pa rin yung ilalagay mo dito.
Ako nga pala yung
Okay.
Wala kayong eraser ata.
Wala nga, papel lang to.
Mayaman kayo sa papel ah.
Magdo-donate ka sa Rose.
Wala nga rin
Walang
akong
papel
papel
yan.
dito eh.
Okay, so let's try to have another example. Example. Okay. So how about x cubed minus 1? Ang gagamitin natin is x. Let's try to evaluate this. X is equal to negative 1 pa din para hindi mahirapan, di ba? Pagpahirapan ng sarili, negative 1 na lang muna. So, we have x cubed minus 1. Therefore, p of x is equal to x cubed minus 1. Therefore, ang gagawin mo lang dito, substitute this negative 1 into the given problem. Therefore, p negative 1, tama? Is equal to, palitan mo lahat ng x na makikita mo. Isa lang namin nakikita kong x. Hindi ko alam kung may nakikita pa kayong ibang x. Therefore, magiging negative 1 cube minus 1. Therefore, negative 1 cube. What would be that? What would be the answer?
Negative 1.
That would be negative 1.
Negative 1.
Minus 1?
1.
2.
Negative